In 1612, on a small island between Honshu and Kyushu, two of Japan's greatest swordsmen faced each other in what would become the most legendary duel in samurai history. One would walk away, the other would become immortal in death. This is the story of Sasuke Kojiro, the man they called the Demon of the Western Provinces. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the life of one of history's most enigmatic warriors. His story is shrouded in mystery, controversy, and legend. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Sasuke Kojiro remains one of the most fascinating figures in martial arts history, even 400 years after his death. Unlike many famous samurai, Sasuke Kojiro's origins are wrapped in shadow and contradiction. We don't know exactly when he was born, though most historians place it around 1585, during the turbulent Sengoku period, Japan's age of warring states. Some accounts say he was born in Fukui. What we do know is this: Kojiro did not come from a prestigious samurai family. In fact, some historical sources suggest he may have been born with a disability, possibly deaf or mute, though this remains hotly debated among historians. Yet if these accounts are true, Kojiro turned what others saw as weakness into his greatest strength. The young Kojiro was drawn to the way of the sword from an early age. According to legend, he became a student of Toda Shigen, or possibly his successor Kanamaki Jisai, both renowned masters of the Chujo Ryu school of swordsmanship. During his teenage years and early 20s, Kojiro embarked on what was known as a Musha Shugyo, a warrior pilgrimage. This was a tradition where swordsmen would travel across Japan, challenging other warriors and schools to test their skills and refine their technique. But Kojiro's journey was different. While others trained with standard katanas, he began to develop a unique style built around an extraordinarily long blade. His sword, which he called Monohoshizao, measured 1 meter or more. Most katanas were around 2 to 2.5 feet long. Kojiro's blade was enormous, unwieldy in the hands of most warriors, but in his hands it became an instrument of devastating reach and power. He spent years perfecting his technique with this massive blade, training alone in fields, by rivers, watching the movements of nature. And it was nature that would inspire his greatest technique. He began to develop what would become his signature move, Tsubame Gaishi. The technique was revolutionary. It involved a strike so fast and precise that it could change direction mid-swing, creating what appeared to be multiple simultaneous cuts from different angles. Some descriptions claim it was as if 3 swords struck at once. As he traveled through Western Japan, his reputation grew with each duel. Warriors would challenge him, and one by one, they would fall. He earned the title Ganryu, which became synonymous with his style, and the nickname Demon of the Western Provinces. By his late 20s, Kojiro had never been defeated. He had become a legend in his own time, his name spoken with awe and fear in equal measure. While Kojiro was making his name in Western Japan, another warrior was rising to prominence. His name was Miyamoto Musashi. Musashi was everything Kojiro was not. Where Kojiro was focused and refined, Musashi was wild and unpredictable. Where Kojiro perfected a single devastating technique, Musashi developed an entire philosophy of combat. Where Kojiro used an exceptionally long blade, Musashi pioneered a 2-sword technique, wielding both a katana and a shorter wakizashi simultaneously. The two men represented different philosophies of swordsmanship. Kojiro believed in perfection through specialization, the mastery of a single perfect technique. Musashi believed in adaptability, in being formless like water, ready to respond to any situation. As both men's reputations grew, it became inevitable that their paths would cross. Musashi sent a letter to him for duel. He accepted it. On the morning of April 13th, Sasuke Kojiro arrived at the island early. He was accompanied by officials from the Hosokawa clan who would witness the duel. He wore his finest clothes, his long hair tied back, his massive drying pole at his side. 8 o'clock came and went. No Musashi. Minutes turned into an hour. Still no Musashi. In samurai culture, punctuality in a duel was a matter of honor. To be late was a profound insult. Kojiro began to pace the beach, his confidence slowly giving way to irritation, then anger. This was exactly what Musashi wanted. Musashi knew that an angry opponent was a careless opponent, An impatient warrior makes mistakes, while Kojiro was waiting Musashi coming on boat. But he was crafting a weapon. He took ore from the boat and carving it into sword, but it was longer than Kojiro's famous sword. By using a wooden sword, Musashi was making a statement. I don't even need a real blade to defeat you. By making it longer than Kojiro's sword, he was negating his opponent's greatest advantage. Finally, around 10 o'clock, more than 2 hours late, Musashi's boat appeared on the horizon. Kojiro watched from the beach, his anger barely contained. As the boat approached the shore, he could see Musashi standing at the bow, his long hair wild and unkempt, holding what appeared to be just a wooden stick. The insult was complete. As Musashi leapt from the boat into the shallow water, still far from shore, Kojiro could contain himself no longer. He drew his magnificent drying pole and threw away the scabbard into the water behind him. Fight! They faced each other. The beach fell silent except for the waves. In an instant, both moved. Kojiro drew his massive blade with incredible speed, executing his legendary Tsubame Gaishi, a strike so fast it seemed to come from multiple angles at once. But Musashi had studied Kojiro's technique. He had prepared for this exact move. As Kojiro's blade descended, Musashi stepped forward, not back, closing the distance where Kojiro's long sword was actually a disadvantage. Musashi's wooden bakken struck true. A single blow to Kojiro's head. The legendary Sasuke Kojiro fell. The aftermath. Some say Kojiro died instantly. Others claim Musashi's students, who had secretly followed him, finished off the wounded swordsman as Musashi escaped in his boat. Musashi never fought another formal duel again. He didn't need to. He had defeated the greatest swordsman of his time. The demon of the western provinces fell that day, but legends never truly die.